Have you ever heard songs from a singer called Kenny Rogers? It's called Coward of the County, and many of us listened to that song when we were younger, but we did not know what it means. So today I'm going to go through a deep dive to show you what the song means and give you the lessons that the song was giving. This song tells a story about a man called Tommy who was very nice and very kind. He was so humble in that he was the type of person, when you slapped him on one cheek, he would turn for you to slap him on another. Kill them with kindness kind of person. And because of this, people used to make fun of him. They used to call him names. That's why the song starts with the statement, everyone considered him the coward of the county. And he didn't even try to prove these people wrong. Like, they used to call him weak. They had nicknames for him and everything because they knew that he was helpless. Now, the thing with this boy is, when he was 10, his father died in prison. And when his father was about to die, he called him to give him advice. The reason as to why the father was in prison was because the father had let anger drive him, and he did some things that he regretted that sent him in prison, and he was regretting them for the rest of his life. And he was telling his son that make sure you don't make the same mistakes that I made. I acted out of anger, and this is why I am in this situation. I am living in regret. And he was telling him that you don't have to fight to be a man. The first part of the song was basically explaining that. And now that's where the chorus comes in. The chorus is talking about the words his father told him. And it was like, promise me, son, not to do the things I've done. Walk away from trouble when you can. He was basically telling him that it doesn't mean you're weak if you turn the other cheek. So Tommy was such a good kid. As we can tell, he listened to his father's words. And he grew up to be a man who was very humble, respectful. So we go to the second stanza. Tommy finds a girlfriend who he doesn't have to prove to that he's a man. I mean, she loves him for him. And there were these three men in particular at the county that used to bully Tommy. So they came one day when Tommy was at work, and then they essayed his wife. When Tommy came back from work, he found his wife with a torn dress and she was crying. Of course, that's a very heartbreaking situation. And he also started crying, you get, because these people had put him through a lot. And this was like the last straw for Tommy, like he was definitely done with these people. And then he sat down while crying, and then he started remembering the things his father told him when he was young. And then that's when Kenny Rogers goes back to the chorus. In the last stanza, he goes to the bar where these men were. And immediately he enters the bar, everyone starts laughing at him. One of the men even stood up and like pushed him to the floor, yeah? So Tommy stands up and he decides to turn around. When he turns around, they start laughing. They're like, look, he's leaving, what. The whole thing is that he's a coward, so it's funny to them that he's leaving. And remember, this guy had like 20 years of anger bottled up inside him because people used to do things to him and he used not to do anything. So because of that, he got so angry and he turned around and he beat literally everyone in the room. He fought and everyone was on the floor by the time he finished. Then that's when Kenny Rogers goes to the last part of the chorus, and in the last part, of course, the chorus changes. This is him metaphorically talking to his dad, yeah? He was basically saying that, don't think that I'm weak just because I didn't turn the other cheek. I hope you understand that sometimes you have to fight for yourself in order to be a man. Now, the reason as to why I love this story so much is that it shows that everyone has their own way of healing. There is no one shoe fits all kind of situation. His father gave him very good advice. That was advice that was very good for someone that was like his father. His father was wishing someone told him that advice when he was younger, such that he didn't make the mistakes that he made that took him to prison. But then that advice does not work for someone who has been a doormat all their life. Someone else may heal through learning that they don't have to act aggressively all the time. They don't have to shout. For some people, that advice is the best for them. But when it comes to people that have been doormats all their life, someone that has been bullied all their life, they've been so kind, they've given people chances and it's not working. For this kind of person, the advice that actually works for them is actually different because their circumstances are different. Sometimes you need to stand up for yourself. You need to assert your dominance. You need to show people that, you know what, don't play with me. That's how they got to listen to him, and no one ever made fun of him after that again. And that comes to show that his father's advice was very good advice, but it does not work in every situation. Another lesson that I learned from this is that, yes, it's true that elders know a lot because they have moved through life and they've lived on this earth longer than we have, but their circumstances do not define ours. Whatever his father was going through did not define what his son was going through. What his son did in the moment, fighting for himself and his wife, was the best thing for him to do. Go and listen to that song with this new perspective and try to understand it. And you see if I have made any sense to you. I love that song. My father is the one who introduced it to me, and I am introducing the concept back to you. I hope you guys have understood. Yeah, that's it for today.